Another week, another set of promo cards, and this week we have got FUT Centurions. Again, not a bad little team setup. We have got ourselves a Neymar, a Ben Yedder, a Kimpembe, and we have got one SBC and one objective player in this list for you today. Obviously, we're going to be getting SBCs throughout the week, as well as, I think, a Team 2 next week, that depending on how well they perceived, we may do a video on that as well. But today we're going to be looking at these players and seeing where do they match up. They'll also be in all of the ranking videos going forward if they are in the top of their category. If you're looking for coaching service, FUT champs, rivals, or just looking for generic coins, 100k, 500k, a mil, I recommend using SkyCoach at skycoach.gg. Link will be in the description, and make sure on your checkout to use the code JT11 for a discount on your order. So let's jump in with some of the big boys. As we see, Neymar's top of the list and captain of this week's team, 91 rated cam. In general, this card looks fantastic. We always want another Neymar. He's coming in at 2.8 mil as of recording, or about 2.7 actually. He has got a 90 rated cam, and this is just a little bit of an upgrade. There's nothing too crazy on the upgrade. It's mainly +2s and +1s, 2 on pace and shooting, 1 on everything else. So realistically, it's a standard inform upgrade compared to what we normally get. It would be nice if we did have a full description of every single person's actual accolade for this promo, as if you didn't know, FUT Centurions is based around 100. So it's 100 appearances, goals, 100 yellow cards if you really wanted to go that far. For instance, I think Gulaski has now hit 100 appearances for Leipzig in, I believe, 2019. I don't know if he did that in a single season, which I highly doubt, but he did reach the 100 appearances. So it can be as simple as that. So it'd be interesting. Neymar probably could have goals, assists, appearances, how much he gets paid each month. I don't know. But he's always going in that S tier. Neymar is an elite of the elite, 5-star, 5-star. It would be rude not to. And then we move over to one card that we have reviewed, and a few of these have been reviewed on the channel, or at least I'll go through them right now. Mahrez is definitely one that I have done, and he's coming in as an SBC at 280,000 coins at the time of recording. A 5-star, 4-star, great pace, good amount of traits, obviously coming in very, very agile as well, which is always perfect, as well as being Prem, Man City, great links there, and he can be right wing, right mid, and a cam as well. In terms of this card, I think, again, in terms of Prem players, he's actually one of the better right wings. We have got Salah, a Joe Cole, you then go a bit further down, I believe Foden's there as well, then you go into the kind of overall world. Mbappe has got a right wing, you've got Grincha, Jarzinho, Best. There is a lot of top end players that you can get, but I think for me, 280 for this card is not terrible. He definitely comes in as one of the better Prem right wings, not necessarily overall, but the price difference for his price, he is definitely one of the better ones. And I think for me right now, you'd still go S. I think a lot of people could go AS, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because Hunter gets his pace and shooting up by an absolute landslide. We've got a great amount of dribbling, good amount of passing, a top card in my opinion. We then go through a couple of the lower ones, and to be honest, they could have definitely been got rid of. Like, unfortunately, some of them are coming in at a price that most definitely shouldn't ever happen on the first day of a promo, let alone the first hour. The lowest FUT Centurions card, we've got this guy and Arnold, both coming in at 10,000 coins. They're unusable even as informs, let alone putting them in a promo. And I get it, you can't necessarily always have the top of the top, but unfortunately, they're just not there. The other one as well, Pellegrini, again, a little bit more usable in terms of Serie A. Only a little bit. He's, in general, one of them players that if you enjoyed a Roma squad, you've definitely got a nice card there. But in terms of Serie A especially, if we look at, obviously, some of the cam options that you've got, if we go into this screen, I believe we can see. I know I haven't got my camera on. There we go, nice and fixed. We then go look at the cams. If I can actually look at the cams, would be fantastic. We have Ribery, we have Brolin, who can be a cam. We then go down to Nakata, who's incredible as a cam. Very, very good. You then have Dybala. You then go a bit further down for another Nakata. There's a lot of players that already become more than him. And then that can be the biggest problem with a card like this. Hence why he is coming in at what the price he is. I think he's about 19,000 coins. That is absolutely crazy on a day one promo. Whereas then we look a little bit further up the field. This is where they start to get slightly more pricey. Oh, before that, actually, Jacquin. Again, unfortunately, everything looks nice, but we've got so many right wings. We've already got a Mahrez here as well. We then go back to a previous promo, and I can imagine there's 5 or 6 others in that same promo that have got the exact same stats. Another 17,000 coin card. But we'll go then a little step up. We then look at Kimpembe, a great centre-back. 475,000 coins. This card looks brilliant. Great pace, great defending, great physical. You're going to be whacking a shadow on him. He's already got great physicals. He's got, what, 93 strength, 95 aggression, good stamina on him. You whack the shadow. He is already lengthy, which makes him even quicker over a distance. He'll have 93 pace, 95 defending, and 91 physical. Already got a little bit of passing, 87 short, 82 long. Again, not a problem whatsoever there. Good composure at 86. Agility balance 76, 74. Not bad for a centre-back. And is a 93 centre-back overall from an 86. That is incredible. And that is an S-tier player. Then we have 2 goalkeepers, which will definitely go into the goalkeeper tier list if we just add them in here. We have Gulaski, as I mentioned, as the objective, and then we have Szczesny as the 89 goalkeeper for Juventus. Again, 2 not bad keepers, one of them free, which I'll always take. You always take free cards, and Szczesny is coming in at 67,000 coins. Does have an inform version as well at 87, so he's had a double upgrade from there. Some 3s and 2s on the upgrade, and I think in general, not a bad little card that you can get for quite cheap. If you're looking to maybe test out your keepers, then yes, why not give it a go? I do think for me still, Courtois is probably the best keeper you can get outside of maybe like a Van der Sar, but in general, you can try all the keepers out and just see who fancies. If you've got a Serie A or Bundesliga squad, it's a nice link straight away, an extra tick in the box that you can get on the keepers. So I think in general, both of them, Gulaski being free is always a benefit. And I think Szczesny, I'm going to go with AS for him. I think if I looked at kind of both of them without being priced, I'd probably stick with this and be quite happy. Gulaski, I'd say S is just incredible because obviously the free aspect of it is always going to be brilliant. But in terms of being a keeper, I don't see him being in many people's teams unless there is a Bundesliga objective. 2 more Serie A players to go. We have Bastoni and then we also have a Rebic. Both of them, again, coming in a little bit better on this side. We then have Bastoni at 27,000 coins. Again, in terms of a centre-back, he's a standard, and he's not necessarily going to be anything more than that. Rebic in general, though, coming in at 35,000 coins, a 4-star in his own right is not bad. Rebic being 6'1", he adds a bit of flavour to him. He can be a striker as well. We did see previous versions of him, I believe, last year, coming in as an 88 left mid. The year before we had a Path to Glory 91, and the year before that it was obviously a Footies, or I think they were called Footies back then, and obviously coming in quite nicely with the new strength, with the pace. He had a bit of everything, and I think that solidified himself in the sort of role that everybody wants to try him out. He's very much like a Correa. If you've seen him a few times, you've got to give him a go in a new game and give him that chance. This is the first time that we've actually seen him. We don't have an upgrade from him. He is an 80 rated left mid, I want to say, and this is the next upgrade for him. So hopefully this could be a good card for him. Bastoni, nothing too crazy on him. I think he's a solid centre-back all round, but most definitely nothing more than an A tier. I think he's got a good pace on him. Defending and physicals are nice, but there's nothing too crazy that wants me to get him in the team. Then we have one more boy from Spain, and that's going to be our man Jordi Alba. It's been a while since we've seen this card get any sort of upgrade. Last year, double upgrade from an inform. The year before that was a team of the season, so it has been a couple of years since this card's really got on anybody's radar. As an 88, is he really going to change anything? I doubt it very much when Ferland Mendy is an 83. Unfortunately, just burns everybody, and that is terrible to think. He is incredible, so it's going to take a lot for a Jordi Alba to really be put in place. But in terms of a Spanish left back, can't really argue. You have obviously got Capdevila that he's going against, and unfortunately with the hero aspect and the World Cup aspect, unfortunately he'll always be number 2 in this eyes. In general, though, good pace, defending's okay, physicals not really incredible there, but he has got a good amount of passing as well as the dribbling. Plus, 3-star. it's just one of them with him. I think he's average, really. He is coming in at 100k, so I think I can't go above an A on him. James Milner. Well, I didn't think I'd see this guy in a promo, but in general, I don't know what his 100 is. It could be a manner of things, because most definitely is a very veteran player right now, and he's still absolutely class going forward. In general, he's one of them players now. I don't expect him to really be that playable in this game, but he can be, which is amazing, a centre mid, a left back and a right back. I don't know if that has anything to do with this version of him, but in general, that's absolutely class to see. Unfortunately, he's not going to have too much play. Maybe a shadow. To be honest, a shadow would give him good pace as well as some decent defending. He's already got great aggression, which is always perfect. He'd end up with 86 pace and then 93 defending, which I think is more than what you'd actually get, because that's given me a plus 11 pace. Don't know if that's absolutely bugged or not, but in general, it wouldn't be a bad DM. I just think he just wouldn't have it in him, really, and that's why he's coming in at 34k. English Prem tax, I'd expect it. For me, unfortunately for him, he's going to be B. If we saw a higher version, I definitely think he could get up to that A category, but I think for an 86 at this point in the game, is not going to be on the top list, unfortunately. Alexander-Arnold, 90 rated right back. Again, another quite interesting card. He's got a +3 from his previous gold version now. We actually haven't seen an upgrade for Trent as of yet this year, so it's nice to finally see that. Can only be a right wing back or a right back. There is no right mid, centre mid or right wing action from him as of yet, and hopefully if they are waiting for that, we could see that in shapeshifter again, which is always perfect for him. But in general, a good pace increase from him, a +10, makes him a little bit more usable, as to be honest, even at the gold form, Walker is always going to take him out. When Walker's got 90 something pace on the base, unfortunately that's never going to be taken. I think with Trent, you're looking mainly at the anchor, if anything. Will give him a good amount of pace, defending and physical, which turns him into a relatively decent right back. Obviously 91 overall, comes in with a 4-star, 4-star, and a whopping price of about, if I can get this right, I knew I'd have moved it, at 250,000 coins. It's not terrible. I think in terms of right back, I think there, because Walker still has almost just as good stats. I think the main thing that obviously this Trent has is he has incredible passing, which equates to something, but when the physical's defended and obviously pace is only at a certain level, you're going to have to use the chem style there, whereas Walker most definitely could get away with a different chem style and not go for pace and still technically have more. And finally, the two strikers that are left, we have Jamie Vardy and Ben Yedder, two very good strikers in their own right. Vardy has gone up now to a 4-star, 4-star, which is absolutely perfect. He was a 3-star, 4-star, so it's a nice upgrade there, which means it might be the only version that becomes a 4-star, 4-star, unless they do that as a permanent upgrade. Good pace on him though, great shooting, dribbling's not bad, lacking a bit of the physical, but normally is a relatively solid player. Great aggression on him. In terms of pace, he's normally been really good. He is genuinely one of them players that's overlooked a little bit, but I would say what Hunter, I can imagine, is what you want to go for with him. 98 pace, 95 shooting, and I swear them pace is off. It should be 96 pace, I want to say, maybe even less if it doesn't get to 99, but in general it should be 96 pace, and then you'd have around about 93 to 95 shooting, and that, to be honest, is a solid striker for 115k. You can't really argue with that. He's going in that AS, and then Ben Yedder will always go into that S, because obviously 630,000 coins, this is a striker everybody likes. A 4-star, 5-star, French in the striking role. Obviously, he links up with all of the Ligue 1 guys, and in general, is just very, very good in game. He's got the 89 shooting already. You're looking at good passing and dribbling. Pace is solid. You're looking probably more Hunter to really just ramp up that pace as much as possible. Even though he's got 88 and 87 acceleration and sprint speed, that'll go up to 95 and give him 94 shooting, which turns him into a 92 rated striker. And I think that is all that needs to be said from him. And that is going to be the tier list for today. Let me know down below what you think about it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.